Hey guys, Corey Denton from Free Play here. We are at our original warehouse. We got this warehouse about a week or two after we opened our original Richardson location back in 2015. So you're gonna see a lot of stuff that's kind of early build, stuff that we just had to get out, and then some early games that either died on the floor or we couldn't get out to the floor. And recently we've been just kind of using this as bulk extra storage while our warehouse has become too filled. So we're gonna go through the games, we're gonna go through some of the stuff, and this is, just another Free Play warehouse. So first up over here, you can see this was actually where we were setting up to store some of our old build stuff and some of our new stuff that we're going to use to build cabinets for some of our new games that we were working on. And then we kind of got sidetracked. So you've got over there an old Operation Wolf, a very rough Zaxxon, a sad story of escape from the Planet of the Rollout Monsters that got cut vertically in half. We had nothing to do with it. We're not really sure what the heck we're going to do with it long term. But we ended up with a whirlwind pinball, a white stripe asteroids. Most of them are black here. This one actually happens to be white, really cool. You've got some old build stuff right here, a door from Denton, printers that we inherited, some food product, a popcorn machine down there. Right over there, you see our beer sign that's much missed from Richardson. But it was so hard for us to keep up with it given how many products we rotate. We've got a new solution we're working on, but it's not out yet. Some sandwich boards and stuff. And then right here we have a nice centipede. You'll recognize these from one of the auction videos now. We've got the Gate of Doom, kind of a rare, cool game. MVC, good deal. Another MVC, not as good of a deal, but in really good shape. And then, here, let me squeeze this way so we can get the camera up. And then you've got, this is the original Sunset Riders that was out at Richardson, then at Arlington, here to be worked on in theory. And then we're gonna come around and we're gonna try to squeeze through. It's always really tough and it's even harder on the cameraman. So we're gonna squeeze through. We've got that champion pub that everyone is excited about. It's not here for long, but it will be here for a bit. Then you're gonna see, if you squeeze through, I mean, you've got old Telegames Pong. That's a MK/Tekken tag with this one no one would like. Control panel. Various arcade parts, a Blitz control panel. This is the original Space Invaders 2 original Japanese model that we had out where someone broke the glass while I was out on the floor and we had to take it out, and we haven't redone the smoked glass yet. Another centipede right there next to a speed buggy. And then over there in the corner, hard to see, a Tempest. Every time we go through these warehouses, it's really hard because these are good games. Lethal Enforcers 2. This one was out at Richardson. The guns died and we tried to do a half conversion on them and eventually we just kind of gave up. It wasn't that great of a game, but it's really not as much fun without those ridiculous kind of 6-shooter pistols. That is the original game I bought right there, that Konami Devastators, dedicated in the same cabinet that they put Contra, or at least very similar. The long-term plan in there is to convert it into a Devastator/Contra. Just haven't done it yet. Then there's a Pac Plus conversion over there and a Pac-Man cabinet. And then things are gonna get really tight as we walk through. And next to it, we might get a better view later, is a Neo Geo, either 2 or 4 slot. And then you'll notice a lot of wood here, some game backs, tables. This is a Need for Speed GT, I assume, or it's an original Need for Speed arcade release. Don't know the story of this one, don't know where it came from, don't remember it. It says sell or parts, so maybe we weren't planning on using it. This is that nice Popeye that you saw at that last auction. And we are squeezing through. We're back to the Sunset Riders. The really goofy Cobra Command that we got at that last auction. This is the Pingo, this is the good Pingo. This will be back out on the floor not too long. And then here's one that's been requested a lot. You can see from the side, a Williams Stargate Defender 2. And then from here, we're gonna try to climb up, I think. Don't know how. Okay, we have climbed on some games. This is precarious, dangerous. Do not try this at home, but it's the only way to see. All right, so we're gonna try to do it methodically in order. Right there, we've got a Sammy Wing Shooting Championship. The story on that game, my father bought it at auction, and if you've ever met my father, you know he's really big on trying to find a good deal. I think it was like $50 kind of working. And then in transit, someone that was not me, but is also a founder of Free Play, broke it. So we then had to buy it from my father for what he had in it, and it has now sat there forever. We might be able to flip it for a small profit, but definitely not when you calculate how much we have paid to store it for 4 or 5 years. Next to it, a Gauntlet 2. Next to the Gauntlet 2, a Gauntlet, all original, working. Right here, you have a Zufari. We did not buy that to use. We bought that because it was $10, and it has one of the great, actually it says $5 on there. It has one of the best CRTs I have ever seen on it. One of the last made CRTs too. So we're gonna harvest that monitor and sell it as like a kid's entertainment unit or something in the next, hopefully, few months. Beside that though, the original Super Cobra from Free Play Richardson's launch, we actually fixed it and then didn't have enough space to put it back out, and it's sat there ever since. We have its baby brother Scramble over at Arlington and just haven't had a good use for it yet. Right there you have that Stargate we were talking about. And then next to the Stargate, you have the Sega Power Drift. That was out at Richardson. You've seen a full motion Power Drift YouTube video that we made. That is our stand-up. It works. We love it. These stand-up racers haven't done super well, but it's still something I think we're gonna try to keep out. Then we've got a Gyrus. I believe it's working. It has 3 stickers on it that just say test, however, so maybe we should test it first. Then we've got what looks to be a kind of a Gorf parts cab right here. And then down there beside the Stargate, we've got an original Atari Pong doubles. We actually have 2 of those. One is working completely, the other one is for parts. But in further testing, we're not sure we're ever gonna get it out. In all likelihood, not in all likelihood, in 100% likelihood, we're going to be donating that to the museum because we're just not ever gonna be able to put out a Pong doubles on Free Play since it doesn't have Free Play and you can't really hack it to do Free Play, but it'll be well at home in the museum. All right, so I'm gonna come over here. And yes, I don't recommend standing on games, but they are generally pretty solid. We're gonna see if the camera can wrap around and next to Pingo is the Jungle King that was just out at Arlington. Had a small issue. I think we fixed it, but in general, we are overstocked on those title games and haven't been able to get it back out. Right down here from the camera, we've got a Smashing Drive. I bought that primarily because I thought it was selling too cheap, and we had a bunch of Smashing Drives at the time. We didn't really want it to put out. We're kind of price protecting at the time. Then over here, we've got a 1942, probably hard to pick up on the camera since it's just got an all black side. We've told the story about that one. It catastrophically killed itself. Monitor, game board, everything went out. First time we'd ever experienced anything like that, though not the last. Besides the 1942, we've got another Operation Wolf. If I remember correctly, the story of these Operation Wolves, you combine them, you have one really good one. We've not yet gone through with that. We do have an Operation Thunderbolt over at Arlington. Then this Asteroid Deluxe is the famous Asteroid Deluxe that I bought on that story I told way back when on the podcast, when this guy was like desperately trying to marry me off to his daughter and I was going over hills trying to recover it. That is the Asteroids Deluxe, I believe. And because it has a Playboy sticker on the side. And if I've convoluted stories, I might have, but I'm pretty sure this is it. There's a Gorf parts cab next to that Operation Wolf. A Panthera pinball right there. Wide body, we weren't really sure if it would make it, and it didn't. And then right here, it's gonna be hard. We'll try to come around. The game that I'm standing on is a awesome choplifter. Right there, of course, is a Pac-Man. Then we've got, what I'm standing on is this took me for a long time. This cabinet had Mr. Do in it, but what I learned is Willis, famous for making knockoff control panels and various other knockoff parts, was making knockoff pack cabinets, and this green monstrosity is a Willis knockoff pack. And then over here in the corner, we've got yet another Donkey Kong Jr., game that we bought a ton of really fast and can't put too many out. And then between the Panthera and the Donkey Kong Jr., a sit-down cockpit pole position. And then over here, just for fun, that is our stage that we normally use for performers. It has served us super well. And behind it is a Halloween gag that we had one year where you could throw balloons at water balloons at a deranged psycho inmate. Wasn't actually very successful. Turns out most people don't like to throw balloons at people, but was something that we still have to store. But other than that, I mean, this is it. This is that first storage. It is pretty cramped right now. It has a lot of cool stuff. And I guess, that's pretty much it, guys. Keep watching. This storage will change next week. Our other storages will too. So we're gonna keep recording these storage walkthrough videos so that you can kind of see our collection as it evolves. Thanks, guys.